It's connecting. There's going to be a delay connecting streaming software. I just see a black screen. Oh, yep. Okay. Now I gotta publish the link so people tune in here.
Remind myself when you start talking.
Play connecting streaming software. You know that's going to be the thumbnail now when I put it on social. I just see a black screen. Oh, yep. Okay. Now I gotta publish the link so people tune in here.
You can close the door, bro.
No, I left the door being open. There you go. Play connecting streaming software. You know that's going to be the thumbnail now when I put it on
No, I
social.
just blocked it.
How?
I put a box there. I just see a black screen. Oh, yep. Okay. Now I gotta okay. Sharing the link. Maybe if I knew how to schedule live broadcast in advance like B Kong does, maybe I wouldn't have to like share the link while I'm already streaming. So
Wait, you want to be on YouTube?
oh, we're on YouTube right now. I just gotta go and tell a couple friends that I'm on. So
Wait.
what? Oh yeah. Let's see. Live streaming. All right. Sup, boys? Hey. No, I like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Turn the fan back on.
I
It's
thought you
like
wanted sweaty Brad.
it's like stupid hot up here. So
I'm not hot.
you'll get there.
Uncle Brad had to go up the stairs after eating a cheeseburger.
All right. I think everything's all set. So okay, so
I love Spike.
got so anyone who's tuned in right now, we're still trying to get everything set up. This is my first live stream using the mobile rig. So I've got my studio light clamped to a chair, and I've got my camera sitting on a tripod on the ground here, and I'm streaming off my laptop because I'm not at home. Actually, I'm at my brother's house. And say hi. This is your house. This is my nephew. This is his house. So the oh, Kong sent me. Well, give BK my best, okay? And the okay, so my camera's there, but my microphone's over here. So I'm gonna do my best to not get the two confused. And then so what we're doing tonight is my brother got the Arcade1Up Street Fighter. When did you get this? Like 2 years ago now?
Right after launch.
Right after launch, yeah. So this is the Gen 1 cabinet. You guys all know that. It's Street Fighter. Generally when I'm modding, I'm usually modding like an Asteroids or something like that because they're with the cheap cabinets. But this has gotten some lovin', and now the lovin's lost. So we're going to see if we can breathe some new life into it. I've got...
Wait, you usually mod cheap cabinets?
yes.
There are cheaper ones than this?
There are cheaper ones than this, yes. The Asteroids cabinet is primo Gen 1 modding. So, yeah. And so what I did is my Dragon's Lair themed cabinet, which was an Asteroids, I actually just recently upgraded the Pi in that to a Pi 4 with a brand new image. So I had my old Pi 3B Plus, and I've done so many cabinet mods that I actually had like an entire like boxes and boxes of parts. So I figured I've actually probably had enough parts to do a full other mod, and I do. So, you know, that plus the extra Pi 3B, we're going to be modding this Arcade1Up tonight, and we're going to do it live! So, we're going to start by unplugging it from power and doing a little surgery on it.
I'm not going to
It's fine. It's fine.
How many times do you do this?
So I'm an expert. And I figure since we're doing it tonight anyway, I might as well just throw on the camera and see if we can do a live stream of it. I'm going to try to see if I can keep an eye on the chat. So, yeah, what image I'm using. Actually, yeah, so I'm still using the image that was on my Pi 3B. It's a Hursty Wolfowitz 32 gig arcade only image. So it's got a good mix of games, but no console games, and that's just a personal preference. I like I'm not too big on playing a lot of console games on the Arcade1Ups with the digital controllers. I think those are really more suited to like if you have like an analog setup or Xbox controllers. But arcade only, stick and buttons, great. So yes.
I could fit in that thing.
You could. Look at all the empty space in here. We could do all kinds of stuff with this thing.
I could fit in that, and you could just chat me in, and I'm pretty sure I'll show up on screen.
Yes. So, all right. Okay, so we're gonna go right here, and let me see here. We're gonna see if I can see my live feed, so I can see what I'm showing before I show it. There we go. Cool. All right, so I'm just gonna take the brain box out from the original Arcade1Up here.
Hey, you got a multi-tool?
Hey, yes, of course I do. So there's just 2 Phillips screws on the back of the monitor.
It's gonna be interesting.
And they're metal screws. They're sheet metal screws, so there goes one. Here goes the other. And, okay, so here's our brain box.
That was annoying. I can't fit that.
So the brain box right now, there's this ribbon cable, and that goes to the control deck. So goodbye that. Then this is the monitor. Here is the powerful monitor. This is the Lvds cable. This is the video signal for the monitor. Okay, that's gone. And then I just got to take the ground wire off. And we'll be reusing all 3 of these on the Lvds adapter board. So we can turn the HDMI out on the Pi into the Lvds on the stock monitor. The fun part is doing this without losing a screw.
I want to watch this video at the end.
All right.
I wonder.
And there it is. That is Street Fighter 2. You can hang on to this and your original buttons, and you can do a countercade mod if you want. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Why don't you here, go ahead, put that on the counter there for me. We're done with that. Don't need that anymore. You got it?
That is all of Street Fighter.
I need a clip-on mic. Yeah, right. I was actually had my back to the mic. So hi folks. So we're doing for you guys just joining us here. This is probably like super like old school to most of you because you guys have done a lot of these mods. I've done a few too, but again, this is for fun. And my brother, he doesn't have any modded cabinets yet, so we're gonna do a multicade for him. And I figure, you know, we'll see if I can do it one-handed, blindfolded, and while drinking on a Saturday night. So.
Wait, please don't do blindfolded.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to go ahead and take the control panel off. And I'm going to be reusing this control panel, but I'm going to be replacing all the buttons and joysticks on it.
Ooh.
And why doesn't Chad help me out with chat?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Want to help me out with the chat?
I don't know. I'm not known for being helpful.
Yeah. So we're going to get Chad over here and tell it Chad is going to relay a lot of my chat here, and I'm going to give him the microphone too. Let me just flip this to a mic. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and you want to just set that down? You can. All right, we're going to keep the mic there for Chad, and Chad can just relay what I'm saying because they probably won't be able to hear me very well with the mic over there.
There's not a lot of room in here, and you turned like the only real chair in this room into your light stand.
Yes.
So You want to move the camera closer?
Here, it's got a zoom on it. Here, show me the picture, and then zoom, manual focus. Isn't live streaming fun?
Yeah. Wait, do live stream, and we're doing it now.
We're doing it now.
I will be able to watch at the end.
Oh, you can replay it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can.
So I got the DVR feature turned on, which a lot of the streamers don't do, and I hate that because then you can't pause it. You just have to, like, if you miss it, you miss it. So there's a little button for DVR feature during the live stream. So people can pause or back up or rewind. And if you got the DVR stream set on, then you can, it also automatically uploads the live stream as a regular video when you're done. So anyway, 4 screws from the top, and here comes our control panel. Boop! Alright,
Can
So
I
you-
see the inside?
that's it. Here's our control panel. So,
Can I see it down there?
oh yeah. So,
Oh,
Now-
it's just an empty space.
it's just an empty space, yeah. So there's not much to it. So we're just gonna push this aside for a little bit because that is just a monitor on a big wooden box. And why don't you tilt the camera down for us there, Chad? And so we're gonna be doing most of our stuff is gonna be replacing buttons on this control deck.
Hey, can I just be a background character?
Of course you got it. So we're gonna pull the ribbon cable off here. Put that with the screws. How you doing, cameraman? Doing good?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the
Cool.
D7 model's spinning.
Alright. How's the audio? Is anyone still hearing me? Or am I just talking to myself? You handling the chat there, Chad?
Yep.
Alright. So these screws I don't want to lose here. So this is just a plastic cover they have on the back side to make sure that you don't accidentally like pull any wires out. And also this is the Gen 1 cabinets with the garbage mono single speaker that's coming up vertical out of the control deck. We're going to be getting rid of that altogether and going for a stereo setup that's coming out of the J panel.
I need to talk, right?
Yes, you can talk. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Ronan. This is for your room.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Your
Oh
room.
yeah, show the light setup. This is guerrilla filmmaking, guys.
Oh, some wire. Not bad.
Right? So we're just gonna keep all these screws in one spot here. There we go. That's a good thing to keep. Cool. So you got this? We got this?
Yeah, we got it.
All right, cool. So this is your encoder board for the Arcade1Up, and here are all of our buttons and joysticks, and that garbage mono speaker I was talking about. And we are not going to reuse any of this. This is all gone, but I do want to reuse the deck. So this is going to be, I'm just going to grab something a little faster to unscrew all this stuff because we don't care about it.
Probably
So-
it is.
It's, oh, a little short. Start with the joysticks, and this actually might be easier with the screwdriver. There we go. So most of my live streams actually only start getting viewers by the time I'm actually done. When I click sign off, then I start getting viewers. But
Brad is the Alton Brown of gaming cabinet mods.
wait a minute, is that a hairline joke? That's
Hey, I'm just
salty
asking.
bald. He's gone. Bald, gone.
Yes, I'm just asking.
So you see the you see this? See how this can spin? Well, it's supposed to spin like that, right? But you can't unscrew it because the whole thing's meant to spin. So you actually have to like hold this end to get the darn ball off the top.
Well, actually, you can just spin it and get the ball.
What sticks and buttons are you using?
Easy to do.
So we're gonna be going with Sandlot clones because this is all from my spare parts junk drawer. So we got Sandlot clone joysticks.
Wait,
and
spare parts junk means highest quality.
highest, nothing but the highest quality
Because
for my family.
yeah, I'm getting this is for me, so this is all good stuff, right?
This is nothing but the best clones. Compared to what you've been working with Generation 1, Arcade1Up, this is actually going to be like amazing stuff. So,
I'll hold the balls for you.
and actually, hey Ronan, can you?
Hey,
open
wait,
this
where'd the
box?
top of the ball joysticks go? Oh yeah, Here we go.
They always-
Reese got it.
they-
All right, so we got
Can you grab
we
the
got a.
joysticks? There's going to be some tags.
You
with,
got
the
it. Do we have
joysticks in
a
there.
baby Yoda moment here? Just you have a close personal connection with the control stick ball. Yeah.
Okay, here's the encoder and joystick 1. Here's the speaker. Yeah, so there's 2 joysticks in there, and 2 ball tops that are floating around there too. This is a bat top, so I have a single bat top that I found, and I got 2 ball tops. So we're gonna be doing either a mixed match or 2 ball tops.
When you need me to hold things, I'm your guy. No, seriously, I'm very good at holding.
Got some
Don't
votes
do
here
that.
to throw in some bat tops.
Throwing some bat tops. Okay, so we've got one. Like I said, so this is the ultimate, like, I've got spare junk left over, right, build. And like I said, I got 1 bat top, and then I had a whole box of ball tops because I never used them, so I just kept getting more and more of them. So we've got here. Got some good balls right there, and here's our bat top. So we got a single red bat top. Cool. And do we have the control decking camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Or are you just looking at my head?
No, it's in camera.
All right, so I'm just gonna quickly try to faster unscrew all this stuff and pick up the screws later. Okay, cool. So, second ball top coming off. Okay, 2 joysticks out, encoder out. Now we are just gonna pull the wires off the back of the buttons because again, I'm not reusing any of this stuff. So the buttons pop off the top and the wires have to come off the back. So we're just going to, goodbye.
Are you sure that's safe?
This is not safe. Don't do this at home, kids.
You think it's not safe?
I'm a professional. So,
It's safe when he does.
yeah.
I don't want you pulling on a bunch of random wires, though. Okay.
And where's my tools?
Hey, Dad.
Just want to add a set of wire cutters in here. Oh, there they are. Alright, so we will not be reusing the stock power or volume switch. This is one of those garbage Gen 1 3-position volume switches.
It's a
too bad.
2-position.
Off 1 and 2. So it's a 3-position switch, right? The newer cabinets, the Gen 3s, I think they started with where you hold it and it's like a spring-loaded momentary switch. Those you can actually reuse with the Lvds Board to control the volume on the on your Arcade1Up mods, but not these multi-position here. So we're going to be using a Kinter amp to go ahead and do the volume control in this. So I'm just going to get these wires out of the way for the existing buttons.
Uh-oh. You're just gonna break it.
You gotta break it to fix it, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Can't you see the top of his feet on camera?
And that is all the garbage that's going in the garbage. So,
Is there gonna be more spare parts for you?
more spare parts for you. You guys can keep this and try to reuse it later if you want. It's a fun challenge. I did a mod on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, turned that into a multi-cade, and I had the, I actually did a 20-inch screen mod in that. So I had the original screen and the original buttons and the PCB. So I actually just made a countercade that was the original Arcade1Up ROM. And so it played Turtles and Turtles in Time. That's all it did, but, it was free with spare parts. So,
Where's the other black ball?
it is in here. Boop. Do you guys actually want to keep one of the black balls on? I got red and blue. Or did you want one black? Do you want red and blue? What do you want?
Black.
Black. Okay.
I could use this for both.
Hey, so again, we're just pulling these junk plasticky. These are, I actually do miss the concave buttons. Like that's what we had in America, right? In Japan you had the convex buttons,
You know what
Mostly,
we have?
yeah.
and that's actually what you're getting. You're getting the convex buttons. But I kind of miss these. I kind of miss not these quality. These are garbage, but
Hey, Uncle Brad.
go with some hat buttons for
I
another.
have some. I know what the buttons.
Yeah.
Spare ones. They'll buy the gun cut. Remember those?
Yes. Yes.
You want me to get them for spare parts?
Oh no, we've got plenty of spare parts up here. We've got plenty.
If you change your mind, give me a call.
Isn't this riveting? Watching me pull plastic out of a piece of wood. This is. All right. All the buttons are gone. All right. How's the stream health there? We still Good. All right. So here are our joysticks, SAMWA buttons, and when you're putting these in here, your 5-pin wire connector here, to know which direction is up, because it always looks the same, that when you're looking at it, the bottom right is where your wire harness should be. So it's not like that, it's like that, and then that's up. So just important to note that, because I've made that mistake. You screwed the whole thing in and then realized up is down, and dogs and cats living together. Okay, so... all right. Friend, hand me that wooden board full of buttons.
Me?
Here, hand that to the boy. Oh, it's heavy. All right, it's heavy. Yeah, there we go. All right. So this is my placeholder. This is just a plank of wood that was cut into shape that I was using as a test board. But for tonight, it was a good way to keep all of the buttons lined up to make sure I had all the wires ready and the encoders ready to go. So.
What's up with the black on that?
What's that?
What's up with the wood
Just
color
painted.
black?
Oh, it was wood that was just spray painted black. So, okay. So what we're gonna do here? We're gonna pull all the nuts and washers off. So these are just plastic washers that are on the back that hold them in place.
Running, that's how I don't get boys when I try to get ATRT.
I'm gonna take this over to your.
No. Actually, how about this?
Yeah, but you're right.
No, I'm not going to my hand.
Everyone, you want to help me? Just start unscrewing these black washers that are on the back here.
To be clear, if this were a video and not live, this is the part that would be time-lapse fast-forwarded, right?
No, this whole thing would be time lapse, fast forwarded, and it might be in the edit. I should probably unplug these wires first.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
That's. So you kind of wiggle them side by side. And they come out.
Oh, so it's.
Yeah. So I pre-wired these and tested them before I came over tonight, because if you guys have ever been using these zero delay encoders, you know that like 1 out of every 4 has got bad inputs, or you got a button where the spring is kinked and the button presses and then it doesn't release again, and so I found.
Got some questions here. If are you able to be FedExed to people's houses so you can upgrade theirs?
Wait, are you going to lose which wires go into which button?
Nope, I've got them memorized.
Okay.
So I
So there's a difference between the looks of each wire.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, do I do mod services? Yes, I do. But only for people I really hate. So, all right. So,
Uncle Brad, what's your job?
what's my job? This is my job.
Wait,
We're
do you
gonna
actually
pretend
get
like that's
paid
the
to do
reality.
that?
Paid? Wait, people get paid for this?
Yeah.
No, I mean, how you make money?
How do we make money?
I'm making it to a point. You need money to live.
You do.
Do you though? I mean, I don't know.
All right. So
I
here's
think
our
that I
zero
could.
delay encoder with all of our wires on it.
I still got the green box. You got me reusing that?
Nope, that's a souvenir. That's got Street Fighter on it, but that's all it's got on it. It's just Street Fighter.
Looks old. Looks rusty. Looks like it's been through the lava.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad look. It's a very good look. But looks old and rusty.
Yep. Cool. All right. So there goes our placeholder board.
What are you
And-
going to do about the switches are still on there?
Yeah, they're just gonna hold the spot. We're not gonna use these buttons anymore.
Oh, okay.
So what we're gonna do is, all right. So help me out here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pop the red buttons in these 6, and we'll pop the blue buttons in these 6.
Is it specific for which button goes into
No, they're
which?
all the same right now. It matters which ones they're wired to.
Can I pop up and
Yeah. So go ahead and put the blue ones in here.
Well, isn't it the red on top and then the blue on the bottom row?
So actually, it was like red, white, and blue
Yeah.
at the arcade, but
Oh,
here we're
yeah.
doing just red and blue.
Okay.
So, and then
Now sit back.
and then we're gonna do a red start button for here and a
alright.
blue start button for here.
Then what are
and
the silver buttons for?
These are gonna be our coin buttons, and we're gonna put them
Oh.
in your J panel down here.
Alright,
So,
nice.
but there's rather than drill a hole for them again.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do here now is we're going
We
to.
do have a custom mod request if you're in the New York area.
Oh yeah. Well, Yeah, it's a name. We're talking money. So like, I work for nickels.
Wait, hold on.
The so this is like I said, guys, just tuning in. This is gonna be just a Pi 3B mod. It's nothing crazy. For my cabinets at home, I have a single Pi, which was my first mod. It's great. It's just kind of a catch-all for button and stick games. But for the shooter cabinet or the Star Wars cabinet or like the Aliens Guns cabinet, big fan of just doing a Windows PC mod and you can do coin ops, or you can do a launch box, big box front end. But for your first mod, you can't beat a Pi. So you want to help me get these washers back on here?
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe you could speak a little about the arcade board that we're replacing, the one that we get to throw away when this is done.
Oh well, I mean, what's there to say? It's a Gen 1
Oh
arcade.
no, the Pandora.
Oh, that's not an arcade board. That's an abomination. Wait, so it's a Pandora's. So this household's multicade right now has been a Pandora's box. Which one is it? Pandora's box.
Pandora 11.
It's a Pandora 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a Pandora 11. It's one of the. It's not the JAMA board. It's one of the ones where it's built into like the fight stick. And how long have you guys had that?
A year.
Yeah.
Only a year? And what do you guys think of it? Because I know a lot about them, but I don't. I've never actually owned one.
God awful terrible.
So do you have
It is
emulation
shovelware.
problems, or do you have like a bunch of like weird like knockoff?
There's
games?
like 30 copies
There's
of every
only one
ROM,
Christmas key.
and some of the ROMs work, some of them don't.
Do you have like
some...
a separate like 4-player versus a 2-player?
Sure, but they don't all work. You get a 2-player
yeah.
mod that only works with 1 player. You get a
What?
4-player mod that only works with 3-player. It only has 2 sticks. Sometimes you can get a third controller to work over USB. Sometimes you can't. And the power plug's a little barrel plug that's really loose, and if you even look at it the wrong way, it falls out.
Oh well.
And the
Did
audio,
you get it off
the
AliExpress or eBay? Where'd you get it?
eBay, but the audio doesn't go out over HDMI.
Okay, we're gonna say these.
It's
are
got
different
a
ones.
built-in
I don't know
speaker.
where they go.
Oh no, they go in a different.
That's
panel.
just awful. And so no audio goes to the television or your sound system or anything.
So chat. If anybody's in the chat who has a Pandora's box or has had one, do you like them? Did you hate them? How long did you keep it? Where'd you get it?
I got a chat here saying Pandora's screen tearing is the worst.
Yeah. Cool. So here is our new Street Fighter 2 buttons all laid out on the board. So what we're going to do now is, before we move on to the J panel, we're going to put the joysticks in. This part's a little tricky because we just have to actually screw these in. So I brought some machine screws. And
I'm done my
where did I put those joysticks? What do we do with those? What do we do with those joysticks, Ren?
Oh, they're, I gave them
Oh wait, here's one.
to you.
Right, here's one.
I gave the other one to you. You just wanted to take them or something.
Oh, did I throw it in the junk bin with everything else? No, those are the originals.
Is this it? No, that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna start with this one. You guys look for the other joystick. We're gonna
You're
need
sure
that.
it's that it isn't mistaken with the original?
Well, these are all tethered together, so... Oh, you're right, there it is. Okay, so good. We tethered all these suckers together, and this is the one we want to keep. So I accidentally threw that in the garbage pile. So the trick here is, when you go ahead and put the... and again, bottom right is where you want to look, so you have to go in like this. But when you put them in, you want to put it in like this, and then you want to try to get that stick centered, right?
Yeah,
You don't want it
yeah.
like that, you don't want it like that.
Yeah.
So you want it roughly centered, and then you have to get a couple screws in here. All right, got some washers here in the Home Depot bag. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we'll just start off with one screw on the top so I can pivot. Yeah. Perfectly safe. All right, so is that?
From a safe distance.
Can you be my eyeballs on this side? See if that looks relatively straight, like centered,
Just,
right about there.
yeah, I'll hold it in place.
Okay.
It's straight.
Okay, cool. So it's gonna spin a little bit while I get this one started, right?
You know, we're just gonna have fun downstairs.
Oh, you know what? Let's use the power drill for this.
Wait. Okay. Just.
Yeah, so if we use the pre-drilled holes for the Arcade1Up, then you can see these are the pre-drilled holes for the joystick for the Arcade1Up. You can see that this is not at all centered, so we just need to center ourselves and then drill our own holes there. So yeah, right there's good. Just do me a favor. Can you put your thumb right here?
Yeah.
And hold that one. You got it?
Is this always a two-man job?
No, actually, I like taping them down. But you know, given our environment here, it's not really an option. So there we go. Yay! So the first one isn't so important to get perfect because we can move the others. Nope. That caught the caught the original hole, so I didn't drill a new hole there. Nope. Other way.
It's like.
Tedious is the word you're looking for, folks. There we go. All right.
Do you need me to?
Yes.
season it?
Can you just hold the washer there and just hold it right on that hole there until I get the drill on it, okay? Perfect. All right. Oh, the drill is so short. All right. Cool. All right. So that one's.
It's like very sideways.
Yeah, but it'll straighten out when you start screwing it in. See. So all right. So that's one, and it's.
I mean, like, let me hold on. This is way off to the side right
It's
now.
off to the side. We have to do it again.
Way. Well, it's moving around, so I mean.
Yeah, it's because I just have the one screw. So.
Okay.
All right. How about you center the stick for me? Can you do that from there?
Ugh.
Just take the stick and move it where you want it to go.
And,
I'll keep it straight up and down.
that's good.
Right about there? Okay.
Then I'll hold it in place like this.
Wait, is it still center?
Yeah, it's still center.
Okay.
Still
Alright.
fine.
No!
It's.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's about good.
Okay. So it's going to spin a little bit as long as this one screw stays good. The first screw is the hardest, guys. Alright.
No.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
actually, that one's good. Yeah.
Actually, well.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's just one screw. So I'm just getting one half started. And then we'll do one more. We're losing viewers fast. I wish these screws were magnetic. Actually, I'll just do this. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
Well,
so you
it's
see,
way off to
well,
the...
you see, watch it here. See if it has enough travel where we're not hitting the sides.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. So we've got this great dust cover that goes on.
Mhm.
That's going to cover all that up. So.
Okay.
Chat says a little trick I use when centering the stick is electric tape.
Yeah.
Punctured through the tape and adhered to the top of the deck in a cross pattern.
That is, yeah. I would love taping these down on my kitchen island at home. I didn't bring any tape. Do you have electrical tape for our second stick? Do you have electrical tape?
I think so.
Yeah, let me get it.
Yeah. That's actually a good. Thank you, chat. Okay, so the two are here are crossed. So player 2 is solid. I'm just gonna lock in the last 2 screws for player 2 here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And I like to finish it with the hand screwdriver, so you don't strip out the heads or over tighten it, or But if you're going into the wood with a new wood screw, it's power drill makes it easy at first. Okay, so it's not perfectly centered, but it's good enough. So like I said, you get the dust cover on there, and it's good enough for player 2. Am I right? So we're gonna throw a ball top on this one just to secure it. That is the old ball top. I don't want that. I want the new ball top. New ball top. Okay. Alright, player 2 is done. So we're just going to do the same player 1. So my lovely assistant should be coming back with electrical tape so we can get this one done a little easier. Now you can see here, if you're using the stock positions for the buttons, the 5-pin wire fits perfectly right here between them. And it's like almost like too tight, but it's actually like works out perfect. So you got your 5-pin harness. That'll go into the encoder board here. So it's tape, masking tape. I mean, I guess it's tape.
I have buttons.
Where did those come from?
Extra from
Oh,
Pandora.
extras from Pandora, right? Okay, this is terrible tape.
Well, you had no tape
We
before.
had no tape, right? We are half a step up from no tape at all.
I just wanted to take a moment here to
Thank our sponsor.
Can you
let's show how
center the stick for me?
how
and then I'm gonna
terrible
get some
this
tape on it?
is. So I got this about a year ago as our multicade solution, and
Right about there?
yeah, it was great to play like, Aliens vs Predator and RoboCop and some of those other classics, and then you try to play Ninja Turtles, and there's like 11 different ROMs with the exact same name, and
I
only
got this.
2
I'm
of them
holding this.
work.
Can you rip off me a new piece of tape?
And then it's got like really rare ones like RoboCop 2, the 2-player arcade game, which the second player sprite is just like 4 pixels floating in the middle of the screen, and it crashes if you ever get past level 3. And then there's this, I wanted to
that look good?
show everyone the power connector on here and how easily it fell out, but surprise, it fell out when I was carrying it up the stairs. And so, yeah, that's great when you finally get to the final level of a game and the plug just falls out of the back. And did I mention it doesn't do any sound through the television? You got a volume rocker on here playing through a little tinny speaker on the side. Yeah, and this is just awful. So I'd love to make like a big show of just chucking this in the trash when this mod is done.
Well, wait till you see what the mod is, because this might not be great either.
So is this Pi image gonna have all the same games on here, at least the ones we care about?
What do you mean, like 18 versions of Mahjong?
Well, that's my favorite part. Yeah.
No, it's a 32 gig image. It's pretty good. I did notice that occasionally, like, there's like a ROM that's weird. Like, I think Xenophobe. The buttons are all messed up on Xenophobe, but we can fix that. We can go into the
Now
the RetroArch
hardware
settings for
on
that.
this is actually, I guess, not too bad because there's a small selection of what the Pandora calls 3D games on here, which are like Tekken and Virtua Fighter kind of.
They work.
Well, not really. The frame rate's really inconsistent, and sometimes it just crashes.
I wonder if they're the arcade or if it's like the PlayStation ROM or something.
It's weird.
Does it ask for coins?
It asks for coins.
Okay, so then that's the arcade. So
Yeah.
you generally didn't need quarters to play PlayStation.
Oh,
generally.
Also, there's a pair of USB slots on here, and that's how you get 3 and 4 players. Except
That
that
looks really
only
good.
one of the
Yeah,
USB
tape.
ports actually works for controllers. The other
seems just
USB
amazing.
port is to
Yep.
load additional games on there. And so it's impossible
See
to
here,
do 4-player on this.
The 5-pin comes right in between the buttons.
And the
so,
3-player
just like that,
games on
so.
this, even if you can find a controller that works with this USB slot, and they don't tell you which one actually works, but even if you can find a controller that's recognized,
It's mass produced by the lowest bidder.
and then even if you can find a 3-player ROM, most of them are just gaslighting you, and they don't actually support 3 players at all. This is just terrible. It's just terrible. I hope no one watches this video and
Wait,
then
so-
sees me putting
so
this
here's
on
like I
eBay
said,
to try to
here's the
get some of
bat
my
top.
money back.
So here's like the bat top we have. Like
Yeah.
player 1 will put the bat top on, right?
Uh-huh.
And you guys can keep the ball top if you want to swap them out.
If you are
Yeah.
going to bid on this on eBay when I go to sell it, just know that it's a really quality product and it's going to satisfy all your gaming needs. It's a reliable gaming platform at a reasonable price. This is just it's terrible. It's terrible.
So what's going on in the chat here? Who we got? Yep, Pandora, mass produced. Da da da. Stick good. Yeah. Okay, so we have our control panel. It actually looks pretty good, right? And these are light up buttons, so
Oh,
you
you
know.
didn't put the thing on that one.
Oh, hey, good catch. All right, these are the dust covers.
There's a
There's
bunch
one.
over
Yep.
there.
All right, so dust cover hides all the mess. Yeah, so this is actually a new camera that I've been playing with for my YouTube videos. Most of my videos at this point, I've been using my my iPhone to make my pre-recorded videos or my live streams.
Cringe.
So I've got a Canon EOS M50 now, and I'm playing around with a couple different lenses. I was talking with Retro Ralph. He uses this camera too, but he hated the default lens. So I'm trying out a few different ones right now. Right now, this one's got a variable zoom, so I'm using this one. It's a 35 to 55 millimeter lens on this one. But right now, my lovely assistants are working the manual focus because the raw HDMI is going to show all kinds of stuff on the screen if I turn on the autofocus. It's a shame, too, because the autofocus is actually pretty amazing on this camera. So, okay, we've got our control panel up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wire up our encoders. And the way this works is we've got buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the encoder board, and then start and coin are the last 2 slots in the encoder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's all knotted up. Normally these 3 wires don't get all mixed up like this one did. Okay. Button 1. Button 1 into socket 1. Socket 2. Socket 2 me. Thank you for untangling that one. It's going to make that one go a lot faster.
So you're saying that makes it go a lot faster? Does that imply that this could possibly go slower?
Yes, because I've pre-mapped the buttons on the Pi image, so, and we've already got all the cables all plugged into the encoder board. Okay, and then...
I'm just kind of used to my money ensuring that a bunch of Chinese children are the ones doing this. I've never had to actually watch it in my house.
Isn't it riveting? Alright, so there's encoder board 1. Alright, Ronan, you're going to help me out with encoder board 2 here? You got it?
Okay, so let me just make sure it's untangled.
You got it? Alright.
Third wire, fourth wire, fifth wire.
We're going to start, give me wire number 1. Okay. Oh wait, so that's 12. So it's actually
Oh,
if you look
I
in the
had it
back, you're gonna see
reversed.
K1 through 12. So
Okay.
actually, the first one is actually here by the USB port. So that's cool.
Alright.
So we're just going to 1. 2. This is actually the exciting part. 3. So, in all honesty, though, the part that people get the most freaked out about is the Lvds board. But it's
Now
not.
the LVDS is what lets you
LVDS
connect
is
the
the
Pi to the screen, right?
Yeah, LVDS is the kind of connector that the Arcade1Up's screen uses, and so we need an adapter board. So we
Now,
can take
did
HDMI to
Arcade
that.
1Up do that in order to be proprietary or something?
No, it's just like a cost cutting. It's like bare bones, like analog or a digital video signal. So
because some of their off-the-shelf components, like with their light guns, end up being proprietary.
no, well, okay. So their light gun is actually the Sinden light gun. They licensed that. They just got a custom firmware. So if you take like a big buck hunter and you pull it out, you can actually plug that into a USB. You can adapt that to USB and plug it in a Windows computer. But even with the Sinden software, it doesn't recognize it. It doesn't have drivers for it. And so they're using custom drivers, but it's just a Sinden light gun.
But why use custom drivers then? Is that cost cutting?
It was.
Are they just trying to screw modders?
This was probably put Andy at Sinden probably kind of deal so that people couldn't buy the Buck Hunter and then use those as Sinden light guns. I mean, like that's what I would do.
So it was done specifically to defeat modders.
It was done, yes, to keep people from, because people are still like really, it's really in high demand to get the Sinden light guns. People are waiting like upwards of like 11 months or something right now for their Sindens, and meanwhile Buck Hunter came out like in October, and you can go to any Walmart and buy it. So, okay, so these are gonna be the last 2 wires. These are gonna be our coin buttons. Come on in.
How was the door locked?
All right, so encoder boards are in. All right. So right now, what we're going to do is we are going to put this control panel aside for a little bit. And Chad, why don't you hand me your J panel?
The thing with the speakers?
The thing with the speakers.
It's
The dude from your checks.
it's not shaped like a J.
It's so this is funny. So you know why we call it a J panel? Mystery solved. It's the letter J is on the back of the panel.
So does that
So
Is that a C panel?
it yes, it does actually. But when you're doing the assemblies, like this is panel letter J, so it's the J panel. Yes, so that is just a piece of particle board, and we're going to replace it with this one here. That's I've already put the stereo speakers in, and I've pre-soldered the speaker wires, and we've got some holes cut out for the coin button. So actually, we're going to put the coin buttons in here right now, and
Now we've got the chat saying that a gun for IR is a favored light gun, and I think your channel has also spoken to the virtues of gun for IR.
I was super lucky that Raymond Dye and JB they hooked me up with Gun for IR before a lot of people actually had heard of it, and Raymond had to sell me a little bit on it because I was really attached to my aim tracks, and I had ordered some Sindens, and I was still waiting on like everyone else. But Gun for IR is pretty amazing. The reason I wanted Sinden is I didn't want to have a gun that needed to be recalibrated every time I was standing in a different position. But the Gun for IR does that, but it doesn't have any of that, any of the overhead of a Sinden, where you have that front end software running and the weird white border on your
So
screen.
does the gun for IR system completely steal Sinden's thunder before they fully come to market?
I think what happened is, well, yes and no. So people that are in the modding scene are falling in love with the Gun for IR because you can just build your own, and you can do it right now with like Amazon parts. Or you can go to somebody like Arpeg Electronics and Raymond Dye and have him build one. Just convert any gun you want into Gun for IR. Whereas Sinden, it's a long wait, but with Sinden, it is being mass produced. And you can just go online and say, I want one, just send in one to me, right? Whereas Gun for IR, you need someone like Raymond to build one for you unless you want to do it yourself. But, a lot
Got
of
a
modders...
chatters lives near Ray.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, you New York? Manhattan? Yeah, Ray's got this pimp-tastic apartment that it's all full of, crazy RGB lighting and DJ equipment. And that's his main gig. He sells custom DJ equipment. And then He's like cramming together a little soldering station in the corner, like pumping out modded gun for IRs all the time. Alright, so I'm going to run these speaker wires in here, and we're going to put the new J panel in with the coin buttons. And we hope this fits. Oh, look, it fits. Oh, that is so satisfying. Tell me that was on camera. Tell me we got that.
We got that.
We got it. All right. So
I gotta say, this new board is just a light years improvement. These buttons, the see-through buttons.
well,
here,
these are kind of cheesy, like light up buttons.
they actually light up.
Yeah, that's why it's 3 wire. So
Well,
it's only
that's
just 2 wire.
I mean,
The
compared
third
to what we
wire's-
had, this is just night and day
well,
different.
Again, the J, and then of course the sandwalk clones here, compared to the garbage you had on the Gen 1 cabinet. You know. Okay, so
Am I actually going to be able to pull off a Hadouken now? Because that was really hit or miss.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to Ronan, can you put that somewhere? We're done with all of that for now. I'm going to need, actually, let me grab his bag. But I'm done with all of that for a while. Okay, cool. So we're going to do a camera repositioning here because I'm going to spin this around so we can start working on the Lvds board. And this part is going to be a little harder to show because a lot of it's going to be like in shadow behind the screen here. So spin the camera toward me so I can, or the screen toward me so I can see what I'm showing. All right. All right. So we're back here. Zoom and focus.
I watched this video.
All right. So right now we've got our LVDS cable and our power cable and our grounding cable, and that's going to go into our LVDS board. Now this is a daughter board. This controls the. This is the daughter board. This is just here. That's going to control your volume if we were using the onboard amp, which we're not. But it'll do the brightness and power and whatnot. But we're just going to let this hang. We're going to leave it to power on automatically. And all right. So first thing I'm going to take is the grounding screw off, so we can reuse this. Focus!
What, no drop lighting? What kind of operation are you running here?
Who said that? Seriously, guerrilla filmmaking. There we go. Alright, so there's our ground screw. Now, before we put the ground screw on, because that's really going to limit us, we're going to... Now, if you were to look back on the LVDS cable, if you're wondering which direction it goes on the board, because it'll fit both ways, there's a white dot on one end of the, see right there, there's a white dot on the far end, and that is pin number 1. So we line that with the number 1 pin on your LVDS board. So we'll just do this. And that is your video. All right, and then we're going to take power, and you know what? I'm going to do the ground cable first. We'll do power last. So let me get this ground cable. So we just take this ground cable here and we put it to the grounding part of the board. And so this again, this is the part that's going to be the worst looking on the stream because it's mostly just the back of my head while I do this. So we're just going to try to make it as painless as possible here. I hate this grounding strap. But the grounding strap is like super important. If if it ever loses ground, you'll if you don't lose picture altogether, you're actually going to have like just white streaks going through it. And you may think that the screen is broken or the adapter board is broken, and no, it just means the ground got screwed up. So there's a little nut on the back to make sure that this stays tight. And it is super tiny.
Now, while Brad's doing that, we're going to take a moment here. Reese, could you hold up that arcade board that you've got in your lap there? All right, now, yeah, there you go. So, the Pandora board here. Let's just take a quick informal poll. Anyone on the chat? What do you want to see happen to this board? Do you want to see us smash it to pieces like the copy machine in Office Space? Or should we sell it on eBay and pass the curse along, like that VHS tape in the ring? Let us know. We'll be taking votes through midnight tonight about what happens to the that terrible Pandora board, which is seriously just the worst.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rip off this piece of cardboard on this box. And speaking of grounding, is you never want the Lvds board to make contact with the metal backing of the screen. So I just take a piece of cardboard and we stick cardboard between it and the back of the Arcade1Up monitor.
Now the chat asks, if the ground is screwed to the LCD screen, why can we leave it in there?
So it's not actually to the back of the LCD screen. It's actually, well, it's the ground wire for the LCD, and we're grounding it to the Lvds board. But you can't have the Lvds board actually make contact with the metal, so we have to put a barrier between this. But this is the ground for the actual LCD screen that's on the other side of this metal plate.
All right, so far we've got one vote for smashing the Pandora board. Our phone lines will be open until midnight. Let's hear what you guys have to think. Again, we want to smash it, burn it, or pass it along.
I'd smash it.
What's that? Burning it? We could have a forest fire or fire in the house. Smashing it will be hard to do.
Hammer time.
It's hammer time.
Well, if we burn the Pandora board, we'll need to do so responsibly.
Actually, no. I think I choose the child gender reveal type of burning.
All right, we're gonna strap it to some fireworks, maybe. 4th of July is right around the corner.
No!
Do you have a sledgehammer?
Yeah, we do.
A sledgehammer would be therapeutic.
We are totally just selling this.
Nope.
Think how unhappy we could make someone else if we sell it, though.
Yeah.
We sell us.
Okay, so the Lvds board should be all hooked up now. I say should because we won't know until everything else is plugged in. But we'll move on to the next step, which is getting the control panel installed. All right, control panel. Focus.
Now, originally, the ground cable was screwed on the LCD screen, so why can we leave it there? Or do we have to screw it into the new board?
Say again.
Originally, the ground cable was screwed onto the LCD screen. Why can we leave it there? Or do we have to screw it into the new
Oh
board?
yeah. So the Lvds board needs the ground. So before, yes, the Arcade1Up board was grounded to the Arcade1Up Lvds board was grounded to the back of the screen because so was the PCB for the Arcade1Up itself. It was all on the back there, but that PCB is not a thing anymore. So now the Pi is is replacing our PCB as the Pi, and that's going to the Lvds board via HDMI. And so we actually just want our ground strap on the Lvds board. The Lvds board needs to be grounded. So if it doesn't have a ground, that's where you start getting your white streaks and your picture cut out. So it's not so much that the LCD screen needs to be grounded, it's the Lvds board needs to be grounded.
Dad,
So now that the control panel's in place and the J panel's in place, is this mod mostly complete? You just have to
no.
plug the brain box in, or what?
Well, we have to wire up the coin buttons as soon as I screw down the control panel here. And then we'll be putting in the audio and then the Pi.
So settle in, folks. We're not done yet. Go open another beer.
I would love one. That's drink. Thank you. Thank you very much. Insert pipe on music with a sponge. So,
hey, Dad.
Now we do have a vote to play music alongside any fireworks-related destruction of the Pandora board, and I love that. I love that idea.
music?
You want to play music?
Do you guys have music in this house?
Sure, yeah, but I mean, this is YouTube, right? I mean, you'll be delisted if you play music.
No, you're right. Actually, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
What size step bit drill do you drill to do the coin buttons? Actually, yeah. So everyone loves step bits. I actually use step bits when I'm going through Plexi, but generally for these, what I'm just using is a 3/4 inch paddle bit. I got it right here. So when I'm drilling these, I'm drilling my 7/8? 7/8? Sorry, yeah. So I'm using a 7/8 paddle, and that goes right through like butter. So, and of course on this one, all we had to do was I had to pre-drill the coin buttons because we're just using all of the stock button holes for the 6 on each player and then each start button. So, but yeah, no, step bits are great because you can just get one bit, and it works for a multitude of applications. Classical music is mostly Forstner bits. Yeah, Forstner bits. Actually, B-Kong swears by Forstner bits. Before he switched to a drill press, because he does his mods in mass production now, so he went full drill press on that. But the Forstner bits are it's cool. It's because it's kind of it's hard to describe. Do you ever see a Forstner bit? Yeah. So I don't have any because like I said, I've got some general hole saws and I've got the paddles. So, but let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna spin this around, and we're gonna wire in those coin buttons into the encoder boards. So each encoder board has one extra wire hitting out, and we're just going to put those into the coins buttons here. Okay, there's one.
Now what we're seeing inside the cabinet is just the encoder boards, not the Pi itself, right?
No, yeah, these are just USB encoders.
So we haven't revealed the Pi itself yet.
Yeah, it's not much of a reveal, but no, it's still sitting in the box behind me.
So we got a big thing to look forward to here, people. The brain of the box, the Pi, it's not out yet.
Okay, so we're going to do audio right now. So here's our amp. It's a Kinter amp.
That seems like a pretty beefy amp.
It's not. It's Amazon garbage. Remember, this is all my spare parts. If I was good, I would have kept it for myself. Oh, wow. Okay, actually, it was still retaining a charge. When I flipped it on, there was a blue light here. This hasn't been plugged in weeks. And yet when I flipped it on for a half second, there was a blue light. So the capacitors still had a charge in them. So that's garbage. So what we're doing is we've got our speaker wires here, right? And our right speaker is white and black. And our, our left speaker is white and black. And our right speaker is blue and yellow. So I'm going to wire these up. Now I plan on putting the amp up here. But for right now, we're just going to, this is right. We're just going to get these into the back of the amp. I already pre-soldered these to the speakers earlier today before coming over here. This is right negative, right positive.
Hey, share it for the camera.
Sorry. And same thing. Dark is negative.
I'm like that camera operator in the valley that's always telling you, look towards the camera, let the audience see, get their money's worth.
Your kid's huge. All right, so black wire negative, white wire positive. Okay, cool. So.
Wouldn't mine help with anything?
Kintner is knit bad.
Yeah, no, they're total garbage. Again, spare parts build. Yeah, if you have any powered PC speakers, anything with a 3.5 audio, you can replace these with anything that takes 3.5 audio in. Putting audio in. I've got a stereo cable here somewhere. That's a power cord. 3.5 audio cable. Where'd you go? I don't know where that is. I gotta find that. Okay. Where is that? It's in a bag. Oh, there it is. here's our 3.5 audio cable. This is going to connect to the audio input here. This also does RCAs, but there we go. All right. Okay, so we're ready for the Pi. There it is, folks. The Pi.
That's it.
That's it. That's the whole jammy.
It comes with the enclosure.
Well, yeah. I mean, this one did. So. All right.
Uncle Brad, can I get out?
Yes. Okay, so power is important, and so can you unwrap that for me? Okay, so Pi Power is a USB Micro B. You said you had an HDMI cable, right?
Yes.
Gimme! Then we're going to go USB to our encoders. So player 1, encoder. To here, and player 2 encoder. Just like that. So. Are we classy now?
Well, classical music is the only thing that won't get you delisted.
Yeah.
It's public source, open to the public.
I only recall everybody. You should have seemed to like that idea earlier.
Okay, so power, USB, and
I'm gonna get the HDMI.
yeah, get that one.
No, I know where it is.
And then we're gonna do audio out right here. 0 cable management because guerrilla filmmaking. Okay, all right, let's fix the camera a bit. Screws. Ronan, can you help me out here?
Yeah.
Can you come around the front of the cabinet and just hold this guy right, or stay right out there?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Oh, I hate the screwdriver bit you got on this thing. I'm gonna put a better bit on it.
Why are you putting it on top here?
So you can adjust the volume. So
Then what are you going to do with the on-off? Like,
That's gonna-
switches on here?
they're not going to be used on this mod.
Alright. So if I hit the on-off switch, like that will.
It will do nothing.
I like the red button.
All right, one more. All right, hold this side for me. Sorry, I can't get your hand. I'm just gonna put my whole butt in front of the camera now. I don't know where that went. We'll get another. Oh my god. You know what? There we go. Alright. Kids ramp in place. We'll do some cable management later, much later.
Oh, so this is the end.
Yeah, so this is your volume control. So, alright. Okay, well, where's the HDMI cable?
Ah, yes. This
Yeah.
is my PlayStation 5 HDMI cable. So
Shouldn't it be on
Different
your?
for every other HDMI.
Yeah, shouldn't it be on your PlayStation 5?
No, that's the PlayStation 5 official HDMI cable. I don't need it because I already had a cable on my AV rig. But considering everything else, I believe that HDMI cable to be made of unobtainium It should be of the highest quality.
Oh,
So of course, don't jostle it too hard, or it will
it's like
fall apart
tied together
immediately.
with twine.
Yep. It's literal twine holding it together.
Okay, so. Lvds board. And put the other end down into the Pi's HDMI output. Okay. Alright, so now we just need to run power to the LVDS and the amp.
Where's the Pi mounted, or does it just sit in the bottom of the cabinet?
Yeah, normally it'll just sit on the bottom or the side. I've got some double stick that mounting Velcro, but again, that's like cable management. That's like later. That's somebody else's problem. That's tomorrow's problem.
But it's not a problem for the Pi to just be rattling around in there?
Do you? Is this a portable unit? Do you like pick it up and walk around with it?
I get inside of it sometimes.
I get inside of it. So. Alright, so we're just gonna run a 12-volt barrel plug extension up to there. And I got this fancy splitter that's going to let me plug in one of them here and the other into the LVDS power. And then that splitter goes into this 12-volt plug here. Alright, you got that power strip I should unwrap for me?
It's right here.
Ah, cool. Alright, so there's our Pi power. And this is our split 12 volt going to LVDS and the Kinter amp. So all this is here. And then I got one more thing here, which is our remote power switch. So we're going to...
Why don't you show us that remote power switch in action there?
Yeah, hang on. So the remote power switch is cool. The power strip's going to go into one end of this, and the other end's going to go into a extension cable, and that way you can just turn the whole unit on and off with a single push button toggle. That's going to be on the top of the unit. As soon as I get this Velcro done. No, a pair of scissors is pretty good. No.
We live in a house full of women who knit, so the scissors, they all go away. That's the old Street Fighter 2 box you're holding. Here, hold it up for us. There's the old Street Fighter 2 box. It's a Street Fighter 2 box you're holding there is actually way bigger than the Pandora and does way less. Science.
Okay, I love these command strips for literally everything.
I think this is the same cable we use for the Android. Just shows to go over the curse there, obviously.
Yeah, actually, show us that again there, buddy. You got a barrel plug there on the old
Arcade1Up board, right?
Yeah.
Now, plug it into the old Arcade1Up Street Fighter 2 control box there. And now shake that thing. Shake it. Does the barrel plug fall out? No, it does not. Now, what about...
Do you think we should get the power box for this?
Well, no, I mean, I think we could show the barrel plug going into the Pandora, but it would not stay in long enough for our viewers to actually see. It would just, faster than the human eye can perceive is how fast the power plug falls out of a Pandora board. It is truly proof that there is no God.
Get this back. And do you have an extension cord that we can plug into this? Sorry, folks, just do a little cleanup here. Because I think we are done.
A little cleanup. I thought you said cable management was for losers.
No, let's clean up my tools. Okay, so this is our remote switch. And we're just going to plug an extension cord into that.
Wait. This?
That looks safe. That looks pretty safe, I bet. So,
Actually fits, so this could...
but just because a barrel plug fits doesn't mean you should plug it in. It's-
But you can actually play the Street Fighter 2 from this Pi using that and using the Pandora.
No, you couldn't use the Pandora to do that because the Pandora is useless. This has been proven again and again by scientists.
Yeah, there's an outlet here, but it's full.
Oh no, I got it for you. Feed it to me through the side.
Where?
Up against the wall to the left. Got it.
This is the exciting part, folks.
Where do you have to take that? Oh, I thought you were still carrying the cable.
So, okay, moment of truth.
See, music has stepped this up.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit this remote switch.
Oh, is it turning on? Is it gonna turn on?
Let's find out. Okay, power strip's on. Amp is on. Lvds Board is on. Pi is booting. Stereo sound.
Well, that looks great.
So we got our coin buttons in the front. And so now this is my Pi image that I was running on my modded my Dragon's Lair mod, which actually had the Pixelcade dynamic marquee. So the software for that is still going to look for that Pixelcade at first, because that's like a Pi on a Pi setup. So it's looking for that Pixelcade connection. So we actually just have to wait. And pay attention. This is your cabinet. Pay attention. You need to wait for it to time out, looking for the Pixelcade, because I didn't bother redoing this image. It's literally just was pulled out of my old Arcade1Up with the Pixelcade on it. So it's going to time out and say Pixelcade not found, and then it's going to continue booting into the Kirsty Wolfowitz 32 gig image. So, but your volume control is up here on the Kinter amp, and your power switch is up here on the opposite side. So Pixelcade searching will time out if not found. It's actually going to take its time timing out. So can you go get the hammer? Okay, let's get the camera in a little tighter here for the image once it starts, and then we can have a live reaction of the new owner looking at his new multicade. So, actually, yeah, should you get over here where I'm sitting?
How long does it normally take to boot?
No, it's booted. It's just waiting for the Pixelcade to time out.
Okay, so I guess I should have been more specific. How long does this normally take to
About
actually
this
start?
long.
So every time I turn this on, it's gonna take this long.
Yes. Well, so okay, see that? Pixelcade not detected. Press any button to continue. So press any button.
Where's the any button?
Just press a button, Frank. All right, cool. So here's now it's booting up emulation station.
So this is classic arcade, Neo Geo. I mean, what era does this go up to?
So this is going to be an arcade only image.
Yeah, but what era of arcade does it get up to?
This is going to go now. It's a Pi 3B plus, so it's going to go into the late 90s, but it's not going to do. It's not going to do Model 2, Model 3, Super Model
no
stuff.
polygon stuff.
No. You might find a couple, but they're not going to run great. But this is going to do like so it'll do like Street Fighter 3.
Okay.
So
like CPS2 games.
Yeah, but not 3 and not like Naomi.
Oh, hey, look, it's on.
Yeah. So go ahead. All right, so let's double check the buttons are all where they're supposed to be. Okay, so All right, so that should be back. Which one's back?
That was back. Jab is select and strong is back.
Oh, I got them backwards. All right. So the
Wait, which is backwards? The joystick or the buttons?
oh, so the buttons instead of it's basically the punches and kicks. I got them kicks and punches. So we're just going to fix that real quick here. Let me see if it's the same over here.
So
Yeah. So
they're all backwards.
no, it's these and those is just flipped. So rather than unplug
Now wait,
all the
hold on
wires.
a second though. Wasn't the seemingly superfluous step of you having the buttons on a piece of wood
Yes,
specifically to keep this from happening?
the control panel was upside down.
Oh,
so I
it
got
was
them
upside
All right,
down.
so this is neat. So
So-
watch this. What you can do here is that's our screensaver button. So we'll hit here and we'll do configure input.
Well, that's cheating.
And
You're just-
well, this is going to show you what to do if you ever need to reconfigure your input, right? So you just hit yes. It's detected.
Wait, hold on. You messed up, and you're turning this
wanna
into a
s-
teaching.
Do you
moment.
want to see how this works or not? 2 gamepads detected. So we're just going to hold button on the one that we want to. Okay, up, down, left, right, start. Select is your coin button, so it's down here, and then it's A, B, and then it's X, Y, and left shoulder, right shoulder, and then we don't have these others, so you just hold to skip the analogs and the thumbsticks and the triggers, or anything.
Now, which coin button is select? Are they both the same thing? Because there are 2 coin buttons.
No, this is player 2 right now, gamepad
Player
2.
Okay.
Right now, when you go to hotkey, you always want the hotkey to also be your coin button. So we're doing coin button again, and then we're okay. So that one should do. Wait for that to write. All right, so
So now you have to configure the input for player 1 then.
yeah, so we'll just back out of this. So this one should be now back out. That's select. Yep, and then this is back. So
Okay.
this
Select
is A and B,
back.
right?
Got it.
All right, so we're going to do the same thing on this player. We're going to go to configure input and sure you want to configure input? Yes. We're going to hold on player 1. And again, up, down, left, right, start, select, A, B, X, Y, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then we're just going to skip the rest of them all the way down to our hotkey. And the way I like to test this when it's done, I like to jump into Street Fighter because it's got all of our 6 buttons on it. We want to make sure that jab is jab and fierce is fierce, and if we missed one, then we come back in here and we just fix it. So hotkey goes into your coin button, and then we are okay. Wait for that to write. Just remember hot water is on the right. All right, so we're gonna get out of this. There we go. So, all right, so let's go into. So these are all the categories here. We'll go into our favorites and jump down to Street Fighter.
So the favorites are pre-populated?
These are favorites that I had. Again, this was my old image. So, anytime you want, you hit this is Y. We do that. So we'll go to regular Street Fighter here, because this is the Street Fighter cabinet.
And these buttons are dead.
These are nothing.
The old
yeah.
power and volume
Yeah.
buttons do
So
nothing.
let it load, right? So right now it's going into the it's going into the Street Fighter ROM. And I'm going to move this microphone here. Get this. And like I said, we just want to double check that the
Wait a minute. This game is licensed for all countries except for America and Mexico?
Okay, so coin buttons, we'll see if they work. There's coin. There's coin. Okay, we'll hit the start. And then, okay, we'll hit player 2 start. Okay, cool. Select character. Okay, now we want to double check that our kicks are kicks and our punches are punches.
I didn't want to be Ken! Ken is the worst!
Okay. Jab. Medium.
Were you testing the buttons?
Fierce.
Because I was just kicking your
Short.
butt.
Medium. Fierce. Okay, that's good. Good. So how about yours?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
And the punches are punches and...
Oh, I can actually pull off moves!
yeah, that's amazing,
I
right?
could not do that under the stock controls at all.
Oh, it's too tight in here.
What version of Street Fighter is this?
This is. Wait, I wasn't even playing.
No, you weren't.
Okay, so it looks like the buttons are all mapped correctly. So it looks like so now the only trick here is because we've moved the coin buttons down to the J panel. Now the universal for exiting your game is start and coin at the same time. So you go ahead and hit both of these at the same time, and that's going to jump us back out. Okay. All right.
So it works.
Yeah. So here's your RoboCop you were talking about.
Does it have RoboCop 2?
RoboCop 2 I took off because it was super buggy.
Yeah, it's super buggy on the
Yeah,
Pandora too.
yeah.
But I'm still gonna blame the Pandora for that.
Yeah, so Vampire Savior, Simpsons, Punisher. So whenever you we'll hit like the back button here, and if you go to all games, you can jump to a letter here, and we'll hit.
Well, how many games are on here?
What is it? It's 2,423 games. 2,423
How many of
games.
those are real games?
These are all real games.
No, come on. How many versions of Mahjong are on?
No, there's no Mahjong. Mahjong's not a real game. So whenever you find a game you like, if you hit the top middle button, you should see. Oh wait, that's which one is Y now? This one. Add it to favorites. So sorry, it's top left.
Okay.
So and then you hit it again, it's removed from favorites, right?
Okay.
So
So
that's
how you-
it's SD Gundam.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I'm sorry, it's top left. So but that's
Wrestling has its own category.
yeah.
There's that many wrestling games.
And so what we're gonna do here is I want you guys to try out this one. Ronan, why don't you try this out?
All right, you get on player one there, buddy.
I'll get out of the way and narrate.
You get on player one there. Now that's normal. That
Yeah, yes.
gigantic screen of terrifying text is normal.
Yeah, so it's loading the ROM, so you just wait. So it's the same thing arcade, in the arcade when they turn them on in the morning, the first thing that would happen, they'd see that. So you sometimes see the ROM checks happen. Crank up the volume a little bit on the Kinter.
What is this?
This is Cowboys of Moo Mesa. You guys never played Cowboys of Moo Mesa?
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's like, you ever play Sunset Riders?
Sure.
It's like a better version of Sunset Riders.
There's no such thing.
Made by the exact same people. See, they've been mutated.
Oh, you actually play as cows.
They're the cowboys of Moo Mesa.
They are boy cows. They are cow men.
Does that make any genetic sense?
No genetic sense whatsoever.
Buttons are down here.
Yes, coin. Yep.
And starting is up here.
Yeah, you pick your cowboy.
I'll be purple. Okay. Two-dimensional plane gear pop?
Yep. And no, you can move up and down.
Wait, how do you get a gun? Oh, wait, I have a gun too.
You can move up and down too.
This is like rolling thunder.
Shoot, jump at the same time. Shoot, jump, same time. There you go. There you go. See, it's like a charging attack. Come on, some rapid fire, guys. There you go. And you press up and jump, and you can get those upper levels too. Remember yep, press down, boom down. See, boom down. Look at the screen. Boom down. There you go.
There we go. So are we law enforcement officers or something?
You're the cowboy. You got sheriff badges on. Come on.
So this is just like being a real life police officer.
This is exactly like the yes.
Just shoot everything.
Exactly.
It's a little buddy social commentary for your YouTube channel. Oh, it talks.
Yeah. No, like I said, this is like Sunset Riders on steroids.
Badge too.
He's a bad sheriff.
He's a bad sheriff.
It's one bad apple.
But he's not the one shooting. one without the gun.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of Moo Mesa?
Well, it's weird to have two players on just a single horizontal plane like this. I mean, I'm used to being able to move up and down.
You mean like the X-Men or Simpsons or
or
something?
Double
Yeah.
Dragon or
Yeah.
Sunset Riders.
No, yeah. So Sunset Riders you couldn't move up and down either.
A little bit you could.
So
Or like Rolling Thunder was, but you could more consistently go to a second higher level. This feels a little crowded.
no, you're talking garbage. This game's amazing. Okay, so finish this guy off, and then I want Ronan. All right, cool. So Ronan, all right. So now, if you ever want to exit a game, what you have to do is you have to hit your start button and your coin button at the same time. So go ahead and give that a try. Boom. Back to main menu. So 2,400 games. We're gonna go ahead and. I think we're gonna go ahead and call this one a win, guys.
Wait.
Let's just.
Pull this out of the way here.
Oh.
What happened?
No, that's junk panels. Junk panels. So the mod is complete. The multicade is done. Light up buttons, stereo sound, Pi 3B plus 32 gig image, SandWall sticks and buttons, and this is replacing a Gen 1 stock Street Fighter cabinet, and it's actually also replacing this house's Pandora's box. So, and I think there goes the Pandora's box in a minute here.
Going to back up now.
I hate you! I hate you! You were a massive disappointment! I hate you! I hate you! Why won't you even die correctly? It's surprisingly well built, actually. It's just... I hate it so much!
Hit it with
Use the claw side! Use the claw side!
It is completely impervious!
It's gonna shatter like plexiglass into someone's eye.
It is impervious to my hate! To my disappointment!
This is actually a huge this is an ad for Pandora now. This
won't break.
This thing is literally indestructible.
This is the anti-vibe hammer. This is like the Mjolnir of Home Depot hammers, and it does nothing.
Wait, it broke.
Well, I dented it, but it's
Hit a button. Hit a button. No, with the hammer, you idiot.
No, I'm just bouncing off of it.
No, you push one in.
Look.
There we go.
All right, we've got it. Wait, look, a button came off.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
There we go. It's shown weakness.
Hey!
You.
Okay. Stop it. It's already dead.
It's such a disappointment.
Okay.
Hammer time.
All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. I know we're about to get some really angry people from downstairs any minute now. So, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be replaying this. This is going to save this live stream as a regular video for the rest of my crew who couldn't tune in tonight. I hope you get a kick out of it. And, tune in for the next video. I'll catch you later.